As CM Punk has defeated various top names in WWE history, including Edge, Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho, and even John Cena, but there have been times where Punk has been defeated clean, i.e. no shenanigans. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 11 WWE wrestlers who defeated CM Punk clean. Number 11, Randy Orton. Whilst it was great to see Randy Orton and CM Punk finally have a featured feud in 2011, it was disappointing to see that Orton was always booked to defeat Punk in a clean capacity. Orton would defeat Punk clean at WrestleMania 27, and it was expected by fans that Punk would get his win back at the Extreme Rules event when the two faced off in a last man standing match. However, WWE booked Orton to win yet again. This was a questionable move, yet thankfully it didn't take away from the quality of the matches as the two had fantastic chemistry in the ring. Number 10, Umaga. Shortly before CM Punk would embark on his heel run in 2009, he would enter a feud with the Samoan bulldozer Umaga. The two would have a number of matches against each other, and Umaga actually managed to defeat Punk clean. Umaga would defeat Punk at the Judgment Day pay-per-view using his deadly Samoan spike. The two would then meet in a rematch at Extreme Rules where Punk would pick up the win to finish their feud. The two had decent matches against one another, and it's a shame that the feud between the two is rarely discussed amongst the fan base. Number 9, John Morrison. Original plans for the Vengeance pay-per-view in 2007 were to see CM Punk face Chris Benoit for the ECW title. Due to the Benoit tragedy, Benoit was replaced by Johnny Nitro aka John Morrison, and in a shocking twist, Morrison would defeat Punk clean to win the ECW title for the first time. The victory came as a huge surprise as fans expected Punk to win and become the face of the ECW brand. The logic here was that WWE wanted Punk to be the babyface chasing the title, and immediately giving him the title would have stopped that creative direction. Morrison did well with his reign as Morrison was slowly coming into his own as a single star. Morrison and Punk would have numerous matches following the Vengeance pay-per-view, and this eventually climaxed with Punk winning the ECW title in September 2007. Number 8, Big Daddy V. It's often the case that WWE push talents that fans have no desire to see. This was the case when WWE pushed Big Daddy V in 2007. Big Daddy V had numerous gimmicks in WWE ranging from Mabel to Viscera, yet Big Daddy V was no doubt his most infamous. Whilst Nelson Frazier, who portrayed the character, was considered one of the nicest guys in the locker room, his in-ring work was consistently poor, and the decision to have Big Daddy V defeat Punk clean on pay-per-view was a controversial and detested booking move. The victory would come at the Armageddon pay-per-view in 2007. At the time, Punk was ECW champion and he would team with Kane to take on the sinister duo Mark Henry in the aforementioned Big Daddy V. V would pick up the win for his team after delivering a devastating Samoan drop to the champion, and it can be argued that this may not have been a clean finish as Matt Striker did interfere and distract Punk. However, this interference spot didn't work in anyone's favour, as Punk was able to kick Striker in the head and continue his planned move. Ultimately, this was a TV match booked on pay-per-view, and the subsequent matches between Punk and Big Daddy V weren't exactly 5-star matches. Number 7, The Rock. In the summer of 2012, then WWE Champion CM Punk would begin a feud with The Rock. The two first met at the 2013 Rumble, and this was a match where The Rock was able to defeat Punk clean. This was one of the more controversial matches of the past 2 decades, as fans firmly believed that Punk should have walked into WrestleMania 29 as champion. What fans forgot about the feud between the two is that there was a rematch. The two would collide once again at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and once again The Rock would win in a clean manner. It was easy to work out why Punk and most of his fan base were frustrated. Punk had worked endlessly to make his WWE title reign memorable and exciting, and for The Rock to just reappear and defeat him did feel out of place. The reason that The Rock became WWE Champion was that WWE were adamant on booking a rematch between The Rock and John Cena, and it's a common consensus among fans that this match would have worked considerably better with Punk thrown into the mix. Number 6, Chris Jericho. CM Punk and Chris Jericho have had 14 different singles matches across TV and pay-per-view events. Punk has managed to secure the win in a majority of these, yet in 2008, Jericho would defeat Punk clean on several occasions. One of the more notable times Jericho secured the win was in December of the aforementioned year. Jericho would pick up the win on Raw by hitting a codebreaker out of nowhere. The 2008 feud pales in comparison to their 2012 feud, as in that year the two would engage in a personal war over the WWE title heading into WrestleMania 28. Number 5, John Cena. The feud between John Cena and CM Punk, particularly in 2011, was epic and received critical acclaim. The two were born to be rivals, and their matches, such as the one at 2011's Money in the Bank event, are considered to be amongst the greatest matches ever seen in WWE. The surprising thing about the classic feud is that for the most part, Punk always got the better of Cena on pay-per-view events. However, on TV, this didn't seem to be the case, as WWE's franchise guy managed to secure the victory on several different occasions. The most notable of these was in early 2013 when the two would wrestle on Raw to determine who would face The Rock at WrestleMania 29. This was the match that many say was better than anything on the WrestleMania card, and it was also the match that saw Punk deliver a piledriver to Cena. The beloved match marked the final time to date that the two legends would collide in a WWE ring, and thankfully with Punk back in WWE, there is a possibility that the two face off one final time before they both formally retire. Number 4. Rey Mysterio. One name that CM Punk could always rely on to have a tremendous match with was Rey Mysterio. The two respective styles meshed insanely well, and it's not far-fetched to claim that the two never had a banned 1v1 match. The feud between the two in 2010 was mostly dominated with Mysterio winning, and most of these victories were clean. Mysterio win on major events such as WrestleMania 26 as well as Over the Limit, which led to Punk getting his head shaved. The final time the two former world champions would collide would be at the Capital Punishment pay-per-view in 2011. Here, Punk would secure a rare clean victory over the WWE Hall of Famer following a trademark GTS. Number 3. The Big Show. 2010 was a frustrating year for fans of CM Punk. His heel work was masterful, yet he was constantly booked to lose top matches, and his feud with The Big Show was a testament to this. WWE would frequently book Big Show to defeat Punk clean, and this included a 3-on-1 handicap match at SummerSlam involving Punk's Straight Edge Society, as well as a singles match at the Night of Champions show in Chicago. Booking Big Show as this unstoppable babyface was doing nobody any favors, and it was completely killing any credibility Punk had left. Punk has defeated virtually every top name in WWE from Cena to Edge, yet it always seemed like booking Punk to defeat Big Show in a clean manner was something Vince McMahon wanted to avoid at all costs. Number 2. Jeff Hardy. The CM Punk's most personal rivalry took place in 2009, and it was against Jeff Hardy. The feud blurred the lines between reality and fiction, and in turn the feud became so engaging that it was chosen to main event SummerSlam over John Cena vs Randy Orton. Punk and Hardy had incredible matches against each other, and although Punk won the feud, Hardy still managed to defeat Punk clean on pay-per-view. His clean win would come at the Night of Champions pay-per-view, and here Hardy would win the world title following a swanton bomb on Punk. Similarly to SummerSlam, this match was put in the main event spot, which was completely deserved as the match stole the show. And number 1. The Undertaker. When CM Punk's feud with Jeff Hardy had come to a dramatic end, Punk would begin a feud with the legend himself, The Undertaker. There was hope that this feud would further elevate Punk, and hopefully the dead man would put Punk over on a pay-per-view to signal that he was indeed the top heel in WWE, but sadly WWE had other ideas. Their first pay-per-view encounter would come at the Breaking Point pay-per-view in 2009. Punk would win the match, yet WWE poorly replicated the Montreal Screwjob, so calling it a definitive win wouldn't be accurate. The two would then face off in the Hell in a Cell, and the dead man would win this match cleanly, ending Punk's world title reign. It was reported that backstage politics may have played a part in Punk dropping the title in this way. However, the opinion of fans was that Punk was nowhere near ready to drop the title. The dead man would also defeat Punk clean at WrestleMania 29, and although the match stole the show, it was disappointing to see Punk lose a major match in a clean capacity yet again. But there you have it, folks, 11 WWE wrestlers who defeated Punk clean. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.